Hi everyone, welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've made a video, but today's video is going to dive into the whole JUSSIE SMOLLET case, as though there aren't enough videos out here for that topic. But originally I had planned on doing a why now type video of the anti-lynching bill that was passed by Congress. Kamala Harris orchestrated that, working behind the scenes to get the bill passed for anti-lynching. Of course, my thoughts were how that bill tied into the whole JUSSIE SMOLLET case and the rope that was allegedly used during the attack, which we know now was all a hoax and was something that he had set up and orchestrated with two of his fellow, I guess, behind the scenes castmates of Empire, and got them involved, paying them to purchase the rope and the bleach and the hoodies and whatever, or the face masks and the MAGA hats. Okay, so we know all of that. We know that he was arrested and he has since been released on bail. But I will go back to the original question that I had when I was going to put out my initial video, which is the anti-lynching bill. Now that it's a law, what does that mean, and why did they want to pass something that, in all honesty, has not been an issue for 40 plus years, okay, or longer? Yes, I would definitely say since the late 60s. I don't recall any lynchings here since then, but anti-lynching would be as would be as beneficial to us today as, anti-stoning, not to stone someone to death. Isn't all murder, no matter the method or the means, covered under anti-murder? So why specifically anti-lynching? That is a question that needs to be asked and answered. But the other thing was how much time and energy the media has focused in on this non-story. We know that JUSSIE lied about everything. He orchestrated everything. Paid two of his friends to perpetrate something and thought that it was all being caught on tape or camera, and found out later that, we found out later that the camera was pointing the opposite direction, not capturing what took place. So if he was trying to have this all caught on camera and then use that to get people behind the anti-lynching at that time bill before it was passed. Not only that, but to cast a negative light on anyone who supports Trump and who wears MAGA hats. Okay. But now that we know and understand that he lied about everything, even though he still claims that his story is truthful, and that he did not lie, why are we still covering the story? This story is an example of how not just fake news is shown every day by the media and covered, followed, and we're given breaking updates, news updates about it. But this is what happens with all of their fake news stories. The question for me became, why are they using this particular case to show that fake news exists? Okay, kind of like when the Brian Williams story came out, when he faked that he was being that enemy fire he was in harm's way in Iraq, and that they were shooting at him and everything. I mean, it just seems like they pick and choose which stories to out as fake, while the other ones that are fake, just as fake, go unchecked and unquestioned. So they select a few stories at a time. They cherry pick them and they say, okay, well, this story will go out. This story will not go out. This will be the story that we use to show the people that we are serious about, fake news not being pushed through and not strengthened and by covering it. But guess what? That's all they're doing with this story. That's all they're doing. Meanwhile, in Chicago, there have been so many murders since and before the JUSSIE Smollett hoax or SMOLLET hoax that have not been covered. We still are waiting for this whole Ed Buck, the Democratic donor who had two Black men. One was gay. I'm not sure if the other one was as well, but men found dead in his apartment. Allegedly, who were partaking in drugs and overdosed in his house. And that has not been covered the way it should. Those stories should be covered like they are covering the JUSSIE Smollett hoax. So what it's showing is that they want to not just distract us, but lie to us even further by saying that they're serious about cracking down on these fake news stories and that they're on top of it. Meanwhile, they're covering the fake news and they're still covering it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they should just let it go. And the next time that we hear back should be when JUSSIE is in court, okay, for lying and for his false accounts, being held responsible for that in the court of law. Until then, we shouldn't hear any more about it. But it's interesting, though, that all of these dots are connecting. The anti-lynching, he used rope. So was he trying to support Kamala Harris by saying, okay, well, here is, lynching is still happening even today. I guess that was what the message would have been had it all gone correctly, I guess. If they had shown it on camera, if the video footage was there to show, oh, I was attacked by two MAGA hat wearing guys, and that's my story. Since it didn't work out that way, now we see a lot of people, of course, not the people who were quick to judge that he was innocent and telling the truth. We really haven't heard from those people, but it just kind of makes me wonder if this whole thing is still just the big distraction, that it was meant for this to fail, his attempt at hoaxing us, that was the whole point, and for it to get to where it is now, for him to be exploited. I don't know if this is like a humiliation ritual or something in Hollywood, but they do things for different reasons just to keep us distracted. So for him, this is probably just another acting job, because these are actors. They're paid to portray something they're not. And it just gets weirder and weirder, but we just have to understand that Hollyweird is behind this whole thing. The news, everyone who works in the news and the media work for Hollywood. They work as a team to bring us the same propaganda. Once again, why this story? I guess to kind of bring to the forefront lynching. Maybe they're expecting lynching numbers to increase again, and they're saying, okay, before anyone goes out and buys rope, forget guns and shooting you, forget people being stabbed to death or drowned or pushed from a cliff or car crashes or whatever. We have to look out for people who are buying rope. Keep your eyes peeled for those people. you know. So, as always, I ask for your feedback. This is so crazy. We have to stop. We have to let the powers know that we know we can see, oh yes, we see their devices and how they are orchestrating these things to make us look. I made you look. That's what they want to do. Distract us over here while they're continuing their New World Order agenda behind the scenes. Okay, well, until then, next time, it's been fun. I hope to get a video out to you very soon, another one. So until then, please like, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.